it's official, folks. You can now buy apples that won't brown. Specifically 2 Arctic apples, variants produced by Okanagan Specialty Fruits in British Columbia, Canada. As you can see here, they do not brown at all. It's kind of weird. It's a result of the apples being genetically modified organics, or GMOs, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture gave the company the green light for production on Friday. Selling and distribution is another matter. What makes Arctic apples different is that the genes responsible for browning ordinary apples are essentially turned off in this GMO version. The company explains that's really the only difference between both types of apples. Okanagan told the Wall Street Journal the company thinks its apples will be popular in places where pre-sliced apples are displayed and sold, such as grocery stores, airlines, or restaurants. Now, Okanagan Specialty Fruits is just waiting on an approval letter from the Food and Drug Administration determining whether the apple is safe for consumers. But not everyone is on board with the idea of buying GMO produce, let alone a non-browning apple. Speaking to the New York Times, the co-owner of Rice Fruit Company says he doesn't think there's any room in the marketplace for genetically modified apples. There's also the concern whether GMO apples will sour the image of non-GMO apples.
GMO.
That's because GMO products don't exactly have a fresh image in the consumer world and are prone to protests, especially when larger corporations like Monsanto are involved. That's true particularly in parts of Europe, where government and consumers alike have come out against GMO crops. This actually isn't the first non-browning piece of produce to seek approval by the U.S. Department of Agriculture either. In November, a GMO potato being developed by J.R. Simplot received approval. Whether people decide to buy them or not, Arctic apples will most likely be here to stay if they get FDA approval. Okanagan says they won't be available until at least 2016 in small amounts, with larger quantities being rolled out later. For Newsy, I'm Cliff Judy.